Saliba, because again, he might be playing today. You know, he might be. I say might be. You know, because I haven't seen the lineup, but apparently there's a good chance he'll play. He's travelled with knees, or is it too early to play Saliba? Is it too early? Maybe it is too early, but you know me. You know, I like to watch the young players. I've watched the game today actually, Guendouzi versus they play Schalke. You can't see it, but I'm actually about to watch Stuttgart versus Leipzig, and I will be watching Saliba tonight as well, people. And for me, we know he's gone out on loan. On the face of it, you know, on the face of it, he's gone out on loan, and that's that's the best of it. But same time, I like to see the environment he's stepping into. He's stepping into. Apologies, Joe King, you're being a bit of a virgin there. His eyes are offside. You can mock Mesut Ozil's eyes, but your mum will probably still free it up for the guy if he splashes his wallet. So, you know, I always find it a bit funny, man, talking about a next man's looks. Anyways, moving forward, regardless what you think about him, there's no need to get out of man's looks, because again, you still have your mum busting it open. Moving forward, I care about the sort of environment Saliba's stepping into. And I look at it, you know, the average squad age is about 23 or something like that. You know, Dante's an experienced centre half, but he's injured. They've got an experienced goalie, but he's going to be surrounded by other young players. So I'm looking at Saliba to show his leadership qualities, you know, because he's got Bamboo, who's 23, Insoki, who's 21. There's another 19-year-old dotted around the side. I've also seen, again, I'm not acting like I know Nice week in, week out, but they can play a free at the back, something you've seen Arteta do. And I'm keen to see him play. So the environment, there's a lot of young players getting opportunities, and I want to see Saliba be a leader amongst men. Just if you look at this, people, again, I should really zoom in for you lot. But if you just look at this, you know, Saliba will wear the number 18, and he's been involved in the matchday squad. The manager himself, and it would be nice if our own manager said this, William is a player with a lot of personality. With what he showed before leaving for England, honestly, talk about his age, I don't even take that into account. Either a player is good or not. That is what interests me. And if you're good enough, you're old enough. At 19, you don't, you know, it's not a priority to be a finished player, but you know, I'd wish my own manager talk about that. You lot onto me, bro. You know what, bro, man? Listen, it's a savage thing. Come on, bro. Bro, come on. Regardless what you think about Oz, you can't be sitting there and talking about a man's looks. It doesn't make sense, you know. You're sitting there and talking about a man's look, especially someone that's got more cash than you. Like, it don't listen. You can think Mesut Ozil's not a good player. He needs to move on. But what I don't like is people thinking my channel is a place to come and do stupidness. We're here for honest chat. You know, this is a free service. So, you know, the mum jokes will fly, bro. Like, listen, I come from a place, I don't say mum jokes unless I'm ready to throw hands. So if I've dissed your mum and you see me on 4th Street, put your work in, man. There's no chilling, bro. Man need to chill with the calmness, bro. You have to say it calmly, you know. And that's because you lot, as moderators, you're not cleaning up the chat. So I'm making man trying to embarrass man, so you don't come back to my channel with stupidness. Go and do the other things elsewhere. But like I'm saying with Saliba, good personality, and that's what I want to see shown. And everything you read, you see that, you know, he's not wasted any time in asserting himself. And when I look at it, you know, Nice, you're hearing there's players fighting each other at training. You know, they're having a poor season. It's time for man to stand up and be counted. And I back Saliba. He showed incredible leadership qualities despite his young age at Saint Etienne. You know, look how much the Saint Etienne versus Lyon? I can't remember, but that derby, how much it means to him. I think the mentality is there. Obviously, he's now freed, and when you see his personal jokes with Arsenal players about being freed, when you see Fofana, clearly Saliba's indirectly told them about his frustration and his bewilderment around not playing at Arsenal, but hopefully he can get some minutes under his belt and crucially get back to being an Arsenal footballer. You know, apparently Saliba, this is what, because I didn't get a chance to read it to you lot, you know, consider what the manager said, and now consider this, people. You know, this is Edu after loaning out Saliba, which we knew was coming. Saliba is a player with a huge amount of talent and potential. We're confident he'll have a great career with us, but we must remember that he's still only 19 and has a lot of time ahead of him, which is true. But how do we develop him? And I like the Nice boss, because he said basically, if you're good enough, you're old enough. So let's see it happening. He said William has experienced a very challenging time last year with his playing time limited by injury and the early ending of League One due to the pandemic. So together with William, we have decided that spending the rest of the season on loan with Nice is the best way for him to develop. We'll be keeping in close contact with William during his time with Nice and looking forward to seeing him make good progress until the end of the season. And that's great. But what I hope is that the loan manager is actually doing his job. We're writing proper loan reports. He played good in this game. He played bad in this game. He done this well. And then obviously in the summer, we now get to see his true level. Arteta is given a bunch of information so that he kind of has a rough idea in relation to his playing level and if he's ready, so that he can run the rule over him in pre-season, and a repeat of this thing doesn't happen where we're trying to loan him out in deadline day. We're now loaning him out in January, and now it's a euphoria. So again, I'm keen to see how he figures, because he's a young man amongst other young men, really and truly. And when you look at it as well, again, kind of tying into what the owner, what the boss said, he said, move, man. This is what I like about this boss. He said he can bring us a lot of things on the defensive side, as well as in terms of our playing style and initiating moves. So what does that tell you? I want you to come here, show your personality. I think you can play out from the back. I think you can be a leader. I think you can be an experienced leader. I think you're someone that can stand up to be counted. He said he brings us a lot of things on the defensive side, as well as in terms of our playing style and initiating moves. He can be very precious to us in set pieces. I'm not sure if that means defensively or offensively. Nonetheless, he said that an area where we have suffered a lot, even though that has been a little less the case in recent games, which is perhaps due to our changes in terms of organization. His arrival will create movement in our defense. We lost Dante. We are still waiting for leaders to show themselves. So again, this is an opportunity for Saliba to come in a nice way, let his nuts hang, sort of thing, and say, yo, I'm here not to play games. I'm big Saliba that was at St. Etienne, that's moved from Arsenal. I'm going to lead by example. I'm going to stand up to be counted. And I think I back Saliba to do that, people. They've lost a 36-year-old Dante, who's probably the most experienced player in maybe even in their team. Their average squad age is 23, and quite a number of their defenders are 21 or so max, really. And he said, like he said, Willian is a player with a lot of personality, and a personality that didn't waste any time in revealing himself. So I assume he's already comfortable. You've seen pictures of him training with Nice already, with what he showed before leaving for England. Honestly, talk about his age, I don't even take that into account. Either a player is good or not. That is what interests me. It's not easy to succeed in St. Etienne's defense, no matter your age. Facts. And again, we're back in Saliba. I would love Guendouzi to return. I'm sure you all saw I'd give him a 7 out of 10 for his performance against Schalke. Schalke were very poor, in my opinion, nonetheless. And just because I keep speaking about the environment he's going to step into, people at Nice, just because this interests me and whatnot. And again, when you're similar to Arsenal, I mean, he's seen apparently, David Luiz and Ceballos had a fight, but apparently there's been fighting at training. Stanley and Soki and Dan Ndoye, two 20-year-olds. Apparently, L'Equipe report that tensions were high on Monday at Nice's training ground as an incident occurred between 21-year-old defender Nsoki and 20-year-old Swiss winger Dan Ndoye. Apparently they've decided not to take any action against the pair. Apparently they were separated. Apparently the incident was not interpreted badly by staff, according to the report. And to be fair with you, the squad's been accused of lacking character. You don't mind that. To be fair with you, do you know how many fights must happen on a football field? It's not that deep, but considering their man, I'm pretty sure a manager's been sacked. Well, Vieira's left. They've been a bit turbulent. This tells you that it's now time for leaders. It's a bit like Arsenal. There's some men that are going to sink. There's some men that are going to swim. There's some men that are going to stand up to be counted and rise to the occasion. There's other people that are going to hide behind each other and show they're not down for the cause, people, in my opinion. So that's that in relation to Saliba.